Critics had already written Charlie Woods off before he even hit his opening drive. Picture the moment. The son of the greatest golfer of all time standing on the back nine, trailing by 5 shots. And he wasn't chasing just anyone. Against Miles Russell, the most dominant junior golfer in the world, a 14-year-old prodigy who had already made history on the professional stage, but the scoreboard didn't tell the full story. Behind the scenes, Charlie was battling a lingering wrist injury, the kind that would send most players straight to the parking lot. A wrist problem is devastating. Grip weakens, your swing path shifts, and your hands stop responding the way your mind commands. His team even discussed withdrawing. Rest, recover, fight another day, but quitting has never been part of the Woods DNA. This wasn't just any event. It was a qualifier for the U.S. Junior Amateur Championship, one of the most prestigious stages in junior golf. College scouts lined the fairways, taking notes that could determine scholarships worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Agents quietly observed, searching for the next mental giant capable of handling the PGA Tour spotlight. Miles Russell had arrived as the overwhelming favorite, and for good reason. At just 14, he had already become the youngest player ever to make the cut on the Korn Ferry Tour. While most teenagers worried about algebra homework, Miles was competing against grown professionals with careers on the line. On the other side stood Charlie Woods, a name that opens doors but also carries enormous weight. Every shot he hits is compared to his father's 15 major championships. Every mistake sparks whispers about legacy. The pressure isn't simply to win. It's to prove the dynasty still lives. The front nine was painful. Charlie wasn't playing badly, but Miles was flawless. Birdies on holes 2, 4, and 7. An eagle on the par 5 6th. By the turn, Miles led by 5 shots. In this format, that's a mountain. Statistically, you need to outperform your opponent on nearly every remaining hole just to tie. Commentators were already shifting the narrative. One analyst said, "Charlie is very good, but Miles is elite." The quote spread quickly. The story seemed finished. Then everything changed. And then everything changed on the 10th tee. Charlie's caddy later described it as a switch flipping. The injury hadn't disappeared. The deficit hadn't shrunk, but his mindset transformed. On the par 4 10th, instead of playing safe, Charlie pulled driver and took a daring line over a dangerous bunker. Perfect draw. Simple wedge. 8-foot birdie. Lead cut 2-4. On the 11th, a brutal par 3 with water guarding the flag. Miles aimed safely for the center of the green. Charlie attacked the tucked pin, stuck it to 6 feet, and made the putt. Lead cut to 3. The energy shifted. On the par 5 12th, Miles crushed a drive but began showing signs of pressure. His second shot drifted off the green. Charlie, limited by his wrist and unable to match Miles' raw power, chose precision. A flush 3 wood to 12 feet. He drained the eagle putt. Miles missed his birdie dot. Suddenly, the 5-shot lead was down to 1. Pars followed on 13, 14, and 15 tenths. Grinding. Championship golf. Then came the 16th. Another treacherous par 3. Miles played safely to 40 feet. Charlie attacked again, landing inside 8 feet. He made the birdie. Miles missed. The match was tied. A 5-shot deficit had vanished in under an hour. After matching pars on 17th, they stepped onto the 18th, a 425-yard par 4 with water running along the entire left side. Miles played smart, finding the fairway to secure at least a playoff. Charlie wasn't thinking about playoffs. On the tee, he chose the most aggressive line possible, cutting the corner directly over the water. The gallery held its breath. 2 yards left, and it's over. But the ball held its line perfectly, leaving just 95 yards to the flag. Miles hit a solid approach to 25 feet. Charlie stepped up with a wedge and hit a shot that never left the flagstick. It settled 4 feet from the hole. The crowd erupted. Miles missed his birdie attempt. Charlie stood over his forfeiture. No hesitation, no fear. He rolled it straight into the center of the cup, from 5 shots down to victory on the final hole. It wasn't just a comeback. It was a statement. Charlie Woods proved that his last name isn't a burden, it's a standard. While Miles Russell showed tremendous class in defeat, the day belonged to the player who refused to accept the narrative. Charlie demonstrated that champions don't simply react to pressure, they use it. Looking ahead to 2026, one thing feels certain: the Woods era isn't finished. It may just be entering a powerful new chapter. What do you think? Is Charlie destined to surpass Miles Russell on the PGA Tour, or was this a single flash of brilliance?